Welcome back to a brand new video. Look, man, I wasn't gonna talk about it, but everybody seems to be talking about this Liver King dude, man. Like, people are surprised. Well, some people are surprised that, he was lying the whole time about being on steroids or HGH, PEDs. He was deceiving people. So even though a lot of the people are not surprised, they're still like, come on, man, you lied to my face. Especially all the people that he went to their podcast. So they asked him the questions. A lot of these people asked him the question and he would just lie right to their face. Now, the other thing is that you have a supplement company, and you're promoting certain things. You're promoting a certain lifestyle. Now, I don't disagree with the lifestyle that he was promoting. Not that I would be doing it, but there's a lot of some truth to some of the things that he was promoting. But the problem is that, and I don't think that him selling supplements means that you're going to look like him. I don't think he was trying to say that you'll look like me if you take these supplements. But what he was saying is that, your life will be better if you do these 9 ancestral tenets or whatever. Your testosterone will go through the roof. Your mood will be better. All this different type of stuff. And then on top of that, look at me. He's everywhere with his shirt off. He walks around with his shirt off everywhere he goes. So even though you're not saying that you'll look like him, you're still promoting yourself as this figure. People are looking, you want people to look at you. And if you want people to look at you and you're selling things on top of that, you're still misleading them because you didn't get that way. You don't look like you look because of the 9 ancestral tenets. That's not why you look like that. You look like that because you were using growth hormone and different types of things that will aid you in growing the way that you did. And that's what people are upset about. There's other people who are upset for different reasons, And if you don't know anything about Liver King or you never seen him before, as you can see, he went from, and it took him a year to get 1.7 million followers. It took him less than a year. And that was his goal. And that's one of the things that are like, you planned this. You planned all of this stuff. So you can see like he's always with his shirt off. He travels. He has money. And he had money before he even had this company or this business. I don't really know how he makes his money. Obviously, I know he has a supplement company. See, he talks about the 9 tenets right here. He's surfing, he's doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you got to have your shirt off for that. But, I mean, showing a lot of, manly type of things that young men are attracted to, meaning like young men are into like superheroes. Growing up, you always looked up to that superhero type of person. And I guess in his case, he felt like, in order for me to get my point across, I have to look like a superhero.
More! 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 More!
Yeah, so I mean, everywhere, and he would say things like, "You got to eat raw liver, you got to eat bull testicles and all this other bullshit." You didn't get that way eating bull testicles, my dog.
A lot of it's free, right? Well, here's the thing. You can start doing this entire fucking thing today. It will change your life tomorrow. I would say all of it's free. And if we're even talking about food, you're going to save money. I mean, I made breakfast this morning. I had raw eggs, and it took I mean, my wife brought our eggs from our farm from Texas.
Damn.
She brought it here.
Yeah, so I mean, y'all get the point. I mean, he's literally just walks around all day with his shirt off.
Primals! Liver King is here with the
Calling
entire
people
pride.
primals.
And we're stacking tenets. We're getting sun. We're getting earth. We're getting connected. We're getting the bond in the most expansive environment. Take a look.
See, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with you having to go out and get sun. Like that is a big part of your mood, getting sun, being connected with the earth. I get what he's trying to say. I just feel like that he could have did this. He could have did all of this stuff without lying to people and saying that he was a natural, that he's natural, because he's not even a bodybuilder. He's not even a bodybuilder. He's not a power lifter. He's just a guy that wanted to look jacked. You know, he wanted to be an athlete. The guy's 45 years old, you know. You know, kind of having this thing like he's some type of caveman and that, you know, he lives off grid. But no, he has like a big ass house in like Houston or something. Like he don't live off the grid. You know, he indulges in all the stuff that, you know, all of us indulge in. I guess he sleeps on the floor or something like that, or he makes all his family sleep on the floor. I don't know, but you guys get the point. So, and then he talks about these nine tenets. If you have these 9 ancestral tenets, and he claims that, you know, if you live by these 9 things, you know, he's not saying you'll look like him, but he's saying that you will be better overall. You'll have high testosterone. You didn't get high testosterone from doing that stuff. Okay, you did it you got high testosterone. You were able to build that much muscle because of something else that you were doing that has nothing to do with nature, you know? So that is the misleading part. And if you don't know what the 9 ancestral tenets are, he talks about it here.
Ancestral tenets are these forces that have nourished us and shaped us to epigenetically express our highest and most dominant form. It's enabled us to become the baddest mammalian predators that ever lived. So these are the 9 ancestral tenets. Well, sleep is a natural extension of what we already do. So eat in the big city is awesome. Move is perhaps the easiest. Shield is one of my favorite tenets, and to connect might be the easiest thing.
And to get cold.
Yeah, 1-7, which is sun.
Fight. How are we doing that in the bond in New York City?
Yep. These are our ancestral ways. Do these things to express your highest and most dominant form. Liver King out.
So yeah, that's the 9 ancestral tenets that he talks about. And I don't disagree with those things. You know, those things are cool. I mean, I wouldn't be doing them, all of them, you know, obviously, but there are some things that make sense. And then the other thing too is, you know, he calls himself the Liver King. So he eats raw liver and, you know, ball sacks, penis, you know, I don't know what he's eating, man. He's eating all types of raw stuff, and I don't necessarily agree with that. Liver is good for you. I take a liver supplement. You know, if you don't want to eat liver, cooked liver, raw liver, you can take a supplement, you know, and that's always good. But yeah, I'm not going to be, you know, eating no raw ball testicles. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to do that. I don't care how healthy you tell me it is. I'm not doing it. You feel me? So that's cool and all. But when you walk, you could have did all of this stuff. You could have pushed this narrative without walking around everywhere you go in Vegas and all this stuff with your shirt off, doing the podcast stuff with your shirt off. You just didn't really have to do that. Nobody really cares that you're on PEDs. Nobody cares. There's a lot of people who are honest about their drug usage, and they still are just as popular. Now, if you were, let's say he was a little smaller, not as muscular, still, you know, living, you know, showing people that he lives off the grid and he does all this stuff, you still would have got traction. And at the same time, you were already rich. He says all the time, he made an apology after this, saying that he was rich as fuck before, and he's still rich. So why is it, what is your purpose in and lying about something so minute. I mean, steroids are so big now that no one is really shying away from it now. There's not that many people that are really like, I don't do it. They're scared to tell people. Nobody really cares. If you're doing it, then you're doing it, because people are going to ask you. If you're that size, not saying he was super big. I think he looked like he was probably like under 200 pounds, but you're 200 pounds full of muscle. And then you have this kind of HGH looking gut, like that kind of pokes out. That's what kind of threw me off. I was like, why his stomach stick out like that? Why his abs just so chiseled like that all the time? That was kind of weird to me. So these are things. And then your traps, you know what I'm saying? The traps were just veiny, you know, super vascular. All that stuff is kind of like, it's kind of like red flags. And so people that are in the industry, they're going to ask you about it. They are going to ask you about it. So what was your plan there? What did you think was going to happen? He could have pushed that, you know, because he says 4,000 men commit suicide a day, and then like 80,000 attempt to commit suicide. Those are important things. Those are important things, and those are things that need to be talked about and discussed. And there are a bunch of YouTubers, people on Instagram, influencers that talk about men's mental health problems, and they're not jacked out of their mind. They're not walking around with their shirt off, and they're still getting their point across. So you could have got this point across without saying anything. I mean, not without doing what you were doing, or and without lying. The person who kind of broke the story, though, Derek from More Plates, More Dates. He broke the story, and for whatever reason, I don't know why he, I don't know how he got the emails. Well, I know how he got them. I mean, they were sent to him by the guy that was training him, that was training Liver King. But why he decided to expose him, I don't know. I mean, that's between them. And I mean, there is Nick from Bodybuilding and BS. He talked about it. He has an idea of what he thinks might have happened. You know, I don't know. You guys can go to that channel. I'll leave the link to that if you want to go check that video out, or how he feels about it. He said something. He weighed in on it. Also, Chris Jones weighed in on it. Mac Truck, Larry Wheels talked about it. Alpha M, Michael Hearn, and Vlad from Generation Iron. Joe Rogan has talked about it. Kenny KO obviously has talked about it. Mark Lobliner as well from Tiger Fitness. He mentioned it on his channel too. And I think he was he's probably been the most upset about it, because he just doesn't like that about him. He was really upset about it. Understandable, because, you know, you're selling things online. You're basically, he's basically acting. He's being this character, and he doesn't like him. And recently, I heard that that Liver King is trying to get on Joe Rogan's show, and Joe Rogan denied him. That's just what I heard. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, I think this is a lesson for anyone who is, either trying to be an influencer or trying to spread a message. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Be the best man that you can be. Be the best woman that you can be. You don't have to lie about your drug usage, or a lot of that stuff is private too. If you don't want to tell people, you don't have to tell them. But at the same time, if someone's asking you about it, then if you're in that spotlight and someone asks you about it, then, that's on you if you want to tell them or not. That's on you, really. It's better to be honest about it. And I'm pretty sure that Liver King feels better now that he has come forward. And I watched his apology video. I don't know if he's sorry that he lied or if he's sorry that he got caught. That all this stuff kind of caught up to him. Is he going to lose some business? Probably a little. But if you go down to the comments of what, under his video, a lot of people were like, you know, that was big of you to, you know, admit to it, blah, blah, blah. He was backed in a corner. There's nothing that he could have done. There's really nothing he could have done. I mean, he could have doubled down, just like he doubled down on all of these shows when he's talking about that he didn't do it.
Face it head on. I don't touch this stuff. I've never done this stuff. I'm not going to do this stuff.
What stuff?
The ass full of steroids that he talks about.
You've never taken steroids.
Never taken steroids. I've never done PEDs. That are convinced that Liver King is taking steroids, right? And this is one of my.
Ask him.
We're gonna have to ask.
I had
him.
somebody come up to me in the elevator. I think it might have been the guy that yelled at you.
This is one of my favorite fucking topics.
Is Liver King natty? That's what he said.
Yeah.
I think he was like TikTok age. They say natty.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'm now you're giving me a sidetrack, but I'll say this. Do you think if I was on steroids, I would have these fucking appendages down here, these legs?
Have legs?
Do you see how fucking little my fucking legs are?
Joe Rogan criticized you, which I know you know about because I've heard you talk about that before. Joe Rogan's a big person in terms of his platform. Big. How did that feel when he said he alluded that you're on steroids or something like that?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Oh, Cloud Nine. He's got an ass full of steroids. I think invariably some people want to look like Liver King. They want to look like me. And what you're saying is you got to do that if you want to look like him. And number one, I don't do it. And number two, what I want you to say is, you know what, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that guy, in fact, he did say he's in the 0.00001% of genetics if he does it naturally. But
He could have just did the same thing that he did in those episodes. But he could have just said that they were fake emails, whatever. There's a lot of things. There's a few things he could have did, but he owned up to it, and that's admirable, you know, I guess. But you were backed into a corner, and you had to do what you had to do. So he'll lose some business for that, but he won't lose everybody. I just don't understand what the reason behind all of it, because you were already rich. You know, you already had money. If you wanted fame, you know, you got it. But now your name is tarnished. You know, it's better for you as a man, and I'm speaking to the men here, it's just better for you, but this is for all people, but for men in general, it's better for you to leave a legacy of honesty and integrity. Your integrity and your bond and your word is everything. You know, these things are serious when it comes to men. So when you're sitting face to face with a man and he asks you a question, you just blatantly lie to him. You know, that doesn't sit well with people. You know, people think less of you. So whether he stays rich or not, which he most likely will, the damage is already done. The money has already came to him. People have already given their money to him. That tarnish on your name is always going to be there. That's the only bad thing, is that you're always going to be known as, oh, that's the guy that lied about, you know, taking PEDs. He lied about that. And, you know, they're always going to say that about you, you know. So it's up to you if you want to live a life that way, or you just want to be honest. You know, I think it's better if you just be honest. Get naturally strong. Get as strong as you can naturally. You know, as you get older, you know, if you feel like you have to do TRT or something like that, then go seek a doctor. You know, go to a doctor and say, hey, my T levels are low and whatever, I'm feeling this way, and they'll prescribe you something. You know, I mean, if someone asks you about it, or if you're a high profile person in the world, you're somebody who's on the media and you're asked about it, you know, that's up to you if you want to be honest about it. It is your business, you know, so that's up to you. But there's a lot of things that you can do naturally, and to just be healthy in general and to be strong. You know, that's why I like Chris Jones. Chris Jones has always been natural. I believe he's natural. You know, I don't know too much about the steroid world, but you could kind of look at somebody and say, that dude's kind of on something, or that female is kind of on some type of hormone. You know, you see these big females with these deep voices, it's like, yeah, she's probably on something, you know, some type of hormone. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think in the comments, man. If you think it's cool, yeah, if you're still a Liver King fan, that's cool. It's no big deal. I mean, it's not a big deal that he was on steroids. It doesn't really matter. I don't think he realized that, though. I think he felt like, I'm not a professional bodybuilder, so I don't have to really answer these questions truthfully. But you know, you're selling supplements, and so you kind of have to, people want to know certain things about you, and they want to know the truth. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget my supplement. You know, I sell supplements too. That's why I kind of wanted to weigh in on this, you know. Check out the supplement on Amazon. Check it out. Design Nutrition is the only supplement I got. One day I'll have a lot more supplements, but for now, check that out. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to follow my Instagram. Follow both Instagrams, and like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video. Appreciate y'all watching. Peace.